Hi, I'm Maggie Weldon, owner of Maggie's Crochet. I'm very proud to say that maggiescrochet.com is the largest all crochet site online with thousands of crochet patterns and hundreds of them are free. I've been crocheting for over 40 years and I've been designing for over 30. So I'm hoping that through these videos I can help you to master the art of crochet. So pick up your hook and your yarn and let's get started. In this video, I'm going to show you how to do a slipper using the single crochet in the back loop stitch. It's like a rib type stitch. And what I've done here is worked up a little, it's almost a square. It's just about a square size. But I'm going to show you how I would put this together to make a slipper from it. So there's another video that shows how to do the single crochet, just a basic single crochet stitch, and then there's another video that goes over working in the back loops. And this is a good beginner project, and what I did here was I chained 15 and I worked 14 single crochets in multiple rows. So here I have let me see, this is 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, 14. I've got 14 rows and 14 single crochet stitches. I'm using a size M hook, and then I'm using super bulky Lion Brand Hometown USA yarn. So it's a number 6 in the yarns. So I should have left a longer end on my starting chain here. I would have liked to leave about 8 to 12 inches because I'm going to use this when I'm putting the slipper together. So this is a super simple, it's the easiest slipper I can think of, especially for a beginner. And I like using the bulky yarn. You could also use 2 or 3 strands of worsted weight yarn to get the same effect because it makes these ridges stick out. So what I would do is get the measurement of the person's foot that you want to make a slipper for. And have this row be about 1 inch, 1 to 1.5 inches, I would think, shorter than their actual foot length. And I'll try to get a foot length chart to go along with this video or on maggiescrochet.com so you'll have that, because there's a little bit of stretch in here, so it could at least stretch 1 inch. And you want to remember to have kind of a loose beginning chain here because you don't want that pulling in too tight. So here it's long enough for me to turn it into a slipper. Right, what I'm going to do right here is to finish off, and I'm going to leave an end that's longer than usual, probably about 12 inches here. That should do it. Yeah, I'll make sure a little bit longer. So I've got that. Maybe that's about 18 inches. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how this magically turns into a slipper. And we've also got patterns for slippers like these on the website. And one of them is called the Magic Tube, and it's PA 731, and that's at maggiescrochet.com. Okay, so there won't be any pattern for this. It'll basically be chain about a chain about 1 inch to 1.5 inches shorter than the foot length of the slipper you want to make, and then crochet until it's a square or a little bit more than a square. And then I'm going to show you how to put it together. So I'm going to put my needle on my hook, which is pretty thick yarn, so it doesn't really want to cooperate with me. And I'm going to run the needle across several of the loops at the one side. And I think it's a good idea to finish off at the opposite side of your loop on your starting chain. You'll see why in a minute. Because each end is going to do something different at that end. So I've just run my needle through the edges and picked up several loops at the edges of the side, along the sides of the rows. Okay, so doesn't really want to come out of there. Okay, so I'm going to pull this through and I'm going to gather it, and this is going to be the toe end, and you want to gather it pretty tight. And then see, I've got that gathered. That was, I ran the strand along the sides of the rows right there, and then I pulled this, and then I'm gonna fold it together, and I'm gonna hold that tight, and I'm gonna put a couple of stitches in there to secure that, because I don't want that toe coming out, because it'll kind of make your whole slipper fall apart. Okay. You go a couple of times over to secure the drawstring. Okay, so then you want to make the toe part. So you match stitch to stitch and you sew across the top of the slipper. Now you could sew one loop to one loop, or you could sew both loops. But I'm going to match stitch to stitch. And you want to do this about that would be about a third. Yeah, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do about 6 stitches in. So it's not quite half because I had 14. And then I'm going to pull. So I've sewed 6 stitches together, and I'm going to pull this tight so it's kind of straight in there, so you don't really see it that much. Okay. And then I'm going to secure this. And I'm going to sew this in to the back side before I cut it off. You could decorate these with pom-poms or little tassels or the curly cues. There's another video that has curly cues in it. So I'm going to cut this off right here. And there you can see where you have the toe of the little slipper. Now all you need to do is go to the back side. If your starting chain was longer, that would be much better. I think I need a needle threader here. Okay. And I'm going to fold this like this. I've got, in our slipper patterns, we have a diagram of this, but I've got my slipper right here. Here's the opening where the foot goes in, but I need this to form a heel back here. So I'm just going to fold that together, and I'm going to sew You need to leave a real long end on your starting chain on that slip knot in the beginning, so you don't have this problem, because I didn't leave enough, but it'll work. Okay. And then I'm going to secure that and sew my ends in and snip that right there. Okay. Now, I could turn it the the other side out, because I've got that stitching on this side, and I think it probably looks a little better on that side. But there you can see how you can make a slipper, like super easy. So you can make these in larger sizes. This would definitely be a little kid size here, but you can make any size you want with these instructions like this. And then you could take a coordinating color of yarn or some loopy yarn and just make a cute little ridge around here. You could put the curly cues, you could put a pom-pom up here, a little yarn ball. There's all kinds of things you could do. You could work stitches along the ridges here, and you could just get creative. And I'd love to see any pictures if you come up with some alternative ways to decorate your slipper. It'd be kind of neat to see. But that's how you make a basic ribbed slipper, just like that. There's a lot of other ways to make slippers, but this is one of the easiest ones I could think of. Somebody on Facebook asked me for a simple slipper pattern, and she said that she was a beginner. So I promised her a video, so this is the video for her. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any suggestions or comments, just email videos@maggiescrochet.com. And thank you very much for watching.